And to Honda for 2024, we have very impressive sales. Honda was up 1.1% in June. We just talked about Toyota being down 1% in June. And year-to-date sales up 9.3% compared to 2023 first half. 52% of the June sales for the CR-V are hybrid. CR-V hybrid is a fantastic vehicle. Get it in the sport front wheel drive and you'll be a happy camper and save a lot of money compared to the sport touring and have a better experience compared to the turbo CVTs. All right, HR-V sales remain strong. The HR-V just needs a hybrid, but it's up 40% in quarter two and over 40% in the year. HR-V is great. It has a really nice interior. It's just so underpowered and it's not very fuel efficient. I mean, the styling on it is it's not the greatest either. It's a good car though. It drives well. All right. I'm not going to beat up the HR-V too much. It just needs that hybrid ASAP. That the Civic's getting. I mean, look at the Accord as well. The Accord, 51% of the total volume there is hybrid, looking strong. I feel like in just a couple years, they're going to follow suit with the Camry, how the Camry went full hybrid. The RAV4 is supposed to be going full hybrid in the next year or so. I think that the CR-V will do the same. Honda, however, needs to get that that next generation hybrid powertrain out as soon as possible, because its competition's not standing still with hybrids. Well, some of them are, if you're like General Motors or Nissan, for example, maybe even Subaru, like they just don't have any hybrids, which is just what the heck. We need to get some plug-in hybrids in there. That's not a fuel cell vehicle. The only plug-in hybrid for Honda is a fuel cell. It makes no sense. Let's get out the score tallies for individual Honda vehicles. Again, Honda up for the month of June, 1%, so far up about 8% this year. Acura sales really dogging so far this year, and even their SUVs are dogging too. And their cars are down so much due to the single production line that they're sharing with the Accord right now until the Accord goes to Indiana. All right, but let's get into it. Accord down 20% on the year, 29% on the month. It's because, again, it's splitting one production line with the Integra and the TLX. Civic, though, is up 36% on the month and 36% on the year. The Civic, now that it has a hybrid, I don't know why you would buy the Accord. It's more expensive. It's not necessarily nicer on the inside. I think the Civic looks better. I've already made a lot of videos on why the Civic and the new Camry, for that matter, are a much better buy than the Accord. All right. The Accord hybrid's fine, but it is very expensive for what you're getting. The Civic hybrid's now the way to go, or the Civic Si, for example. Those are the way to go for a lot of those Accord buyers. All right. Now that you can't get an Accord with a 2.0 or even a V6. So if you want sports, you got to go to the Civic anyways. CR-V up about 2% on the month, up 18% on the year. It's crushing it. HR-V, like we said, 21% up on the month, up 40% roughly on the year. Odyssey, we need more minivans, down 2% on the month, up 32% on the year, and we will be getting another refresh on the Odyssey. It will not be a redesign. I think it's a carryover for the next 2 to 3 years until Honda's next-gen hybrids are ready. Then the Odyssey redesign should have next-gen hybrid. It will be all-wheel drive. So we're just going to get kind of a carryover refresh here, maybe give us some new technology or something on the Odyssey. And I will be getting one here on the channel for a long-term review or sample, thanks to Honda. So they're excited to see what I'm able to, I guess, what kind of content I can create while testing the heck out of it with snacking kids in the backseat and putting car seats in there and changing diapers in the car, that sort of thing. Passport, well, here's the thing. It is getting a redesign by the end of this year, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, its sales are down. Pilot, up 17%. The Pilot's fine. Just make sure to test the air conditioning. That's the only thing you could find. I didn't really like about the Pilot. The screen's small on it too, but Pilot is a very good vehicle. Long live the V6. Prologue, it's sold 1,500 units so far this year. It's a gorgeous EV, and at least Honda has something for their loyal buyers to go get into if they want an EV. Honda Ridgeline, everyone needs more pickup trucks. The Ridgeline, like the Passport, is down massively. So I mean, that's kind of surprising, to be honest. But I think the Ridgeline might have some issues with the rear camera recall. So I don't know if they've really reduced volume on it on a production end. I'm not quite sure. Ridgeline, it's tanking. And I told Honda this when I was driving the MDX this weekend. I love talking with my Honda and Acura reps. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind owning a Ridgeline. I have a little Honda Grom. I'd love to put it in the back of a Ridgeline. Problem is like, it's just so ugly and soft looking. It looks like a minivan. And I do not like how the Ridgeline looks. If it looked like a macho body on frame pickup truck, I wouldn't have any problems. I think it would be one of the best trucks on the market, but looks go a long ways. And you don't want to look like a minivan with a bed on the end. All right. Acura. We're going to get into Acura here. There's a lot to say about Acura. The new MDX, I'm under embargo until the 9th. But yes, the MDX will be better for 2025 with the improvements that they made on it. All right. But I can't share my impressions quite yet. So stay tuned for that. ILX, rest in peace. Integra, down about 19% on the year, 17% on the month due to a slight lack in demand, but also a drop in production. TLX, not getting the priority when it comes to production. The Accord is getting the majority of the production on that shared assembly line. Then it's Integra, and then it's TLX. So the TLX can barely even take an order on the vehicle from the things I'm hearing. The Type S's are extremely low volume at this point too on the TLX. So it's just, it's kind of growing pains as Honda reconfigures their assembly lines to be able to make hybrids and electric vehicles on the same line. All right. And I've heard, this is early scoop here, so take it with a grain of salt. But I've heard that the Prelude will go on that new assembly line in Ohio where they currently make the TLX and Integra, and currently the Accord too. Those are all on I think assembly line 1 or 2, but the other assembly line that's being completely revamped, I'm hearing that they're going to put hybrids on it, EVs. Well, that's 100% happening. That's in a press release. But what I'm hearing is that the Prelude Coupe from Honda will be going on that new assembly line. It could happen by the end of this year. I don't know timing quite yet, so stay tuned. Maybe Honda waits for the LA Auto Show, right, where they showed the Prelude last year, which was kind of a surprise because it was literally just at the Japan Mobility Show the month before. And then I saw it at the LA Auto Show as well for the Prelude. Anyways, that's, some take it with a grain of salt situation, but I'm feeling pretty good about that tip. TLX, yes, it's just not going to be where it needs to be for a while due to just not getting preference in production compared to the Integra, and especially not the Accord. All right, MDX. I think that the production is down here mainly due to going into its 2025 model year refresh. And so there's a lot of changes going on with the vehicle. RDX up 27% on the year, down 5% on the month. That's despite it being really long in the tooth at this point. RDX would be great to have a hybrid. It'd be great to have, more importantly, a Type S. There's still no Type S on it. And I don't know what Acura is going to do with the RDX. Could they refresh it one more time? That's a possibility before a fully electric RDX comes in and replaces it, or a next-gen hybrid RDX, even though Acura said, hey, we do not want to go to hybrids. To them, it feels like they're going back in time. Hybrids are just, that's where the market is. And if they're going to ignore the market now and into the future, I don't know. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried for Acura not having any hybrids, despite them used to being really good with hybrids. NSX was a hybrid. MDX had the sport hybrid. The RLX had sport hybrid. I'm probably forgetting some hybrids in there. Yes, Acura, please bring the hybrids in, especially once you get in your next gen hybrid technology that Honda is coming out with in 2026. Honda definitely carrying Acura right now, and it looks like it's going to be that way for a while, I would say.